everyone, and we are so excited. We are going live again with the next edition of JCI Europe Live, and with very, very, very special guests today. So first up, we have our Secretary General, Kevin Hinn, joining us. Soon after, we will have past European Senate President Friedhelm, and then we have our lovely Jana, who will tell us more about the JCI Business Task Force. And with that, I'm going to start the presentation and hand it over to my co-host, Manuela. Manuela, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much, dear Ruth. Good evening, everyone. I have the honor to introduce our first speaker. In less than 1 month, the first ever online World Congress starts. Woohoo! And also this year, very exciting, we have launched a new initiative, JCI Rise. You have learned about it also last session when President Itai presented us in JCI Europe Live. And we are really proud that today from our Secretary General Hinn, we get the first-hand information about the fantastic program. It sounds really, really interesting and amazing. That will be waiting or is waiting for us. We just need to register for it, as far as I learned. So I would say, Kevin, the stage is yours. We are really interested about what will happen at the first ever online World Congress.
Thank you very much, dear Manuela, dear Ruth, and I wish everybody watching from JCI Europe and from all around the world a very good evening, very good late evening for those in Asia Pacific, and very good afternoon for those watching from America, because indeed this is not just a European message I want to pass through, but a message about the World Congress, which is really the place where members from all over the world meet and join to be able to exchange in normal circumstances. So yes, as you know, the World Congress is always an event where we do take important decisions as per our Constitution, General Assembly. So we would have had to do a World Congress anyway, this year, regardless, online. And that's something which we could have done, just minimum service, a General Assembly, award ceremony, and that's it. Ciao. Let's wait until next year, and then wait until the world comes back to normal, maybe. But we decided not to do that because JCI members do not shirk in the face of adversity. On the contrary, we lead and we grow in line with our tagline, developing leaders for a changing world. And this is why, in collaboration with President Itai, the Board of Directors, and also the Congress Organizing Committee from Yokohama, Japan, we wanted to come up with something out of the ordinary, building on the resilience from our members, building on the new direction that JCI is anchoring itself now, that of economic reality and credibility and added value to our members all around the world, where members pay their dues and we want to give them concrete development opportunities that will empower them to become global change makers. And this is what we have decided to build in this World Congress program, something in line with the JCI Rise initiative to rebuild, invest, sustain, and evolve, and to promote the relaunch of economies worldwide. And this is why I'm very proud to present to you the hard work of all of my JCI headquarters team around the world in sharing with you the JCI Rise VIP program for the World Congress. So may I have the next slide, please? So as you know, the first thing you need to know about the Congress is we changed the dates. Originally, it was supposed to be from the 3rd to the 7th of November next year. And we decided to actually spread it out a lot more, simply because it's an online format and we have a lot more freedom. And also we need to take into consideration the time zone. Organizing an online area conference is very different from organizing an online World Congress. And we have learned from the different experiences from Europe, Asia Pacific, Africa, Middle East, and America to be able to build a solid program and using the expertise. It's all about learning by doing. We talk about it a lot at JCI in terms of our projects, and this is exactly what we are implementing right now. Over the course of the last few years, and I know some of the national presidents, Jana and Manuela on this call, are well aware that when you're a national president attending a World Congress, you don't really have time to engage with the members or take part in trainings because you're in General Assembly the whole time or doing official meetings. Well, we decided to change that this time, and same for the Board of Directors, and split the Congress into two. A first week or so, or 10 days of official JCI business, where we'll get the nitty-gritty out of the way, electing next year's Board of Directors, going through the General Assembly, knowing who your future assigned vice presidents will be, exchanging with your future vice presidents next year. This is all stuff which you'll be able to do in the first week of the Congress from the 24th of October to the 2nd of November. So even if you're not a national president, this is a wonderful golden opportunity as a local president or a future JCI leader to discover the JCI General Assembly in action in many United Nations where decisions are taken and where they're chaired by our president Itai, and to discover the whole international side, which you may have only heard or about from your national presidents. It will also be an opportunity for, if you have a candidate running for office next year, to join the caucus and cheer on this candidate and make them feel special and wave your flags around. So this will be a great opportunity to discover how JCI is truly run from the inside. And that's only the beginning. Let's move on to the next week. Once the official business is underway, it's time to learn and network and grow. As I've mentioned, JCI's role this year, we're shifting away from the global leadership of active citizens to developing leaders for a changing world, which means that instead of impacting communities directly, we first impact individuals, our members. We empower them to grow, to become strong leaders in their own rights, and then to become vectors of positive impact in society. And this is what we want to work on now, focusing on our members first and foremost, making our members feel special. And to do that, we have tailored a whole program of events which are focused only and first and foremost on our members' growth. We want you to be able to network with other members with similar mindsets and values from all around the world. We want you to be able to take part in the best trainings with the best trainers on topics where you can actually come out with concrete, practical added value based on business and practical skills and no longer on theoretical notions which you can find on YouTube. We want to give you proper business networking in all different languages. And we also want to make you take part. We're also revamping the TOYP section so that it's not just you watching videos of a TOYP with the 10 outstanding young people, but one where you will be able to actually engage and network with the TOYP winners, the 10 outstanding young people from different areas, 5 from Africa and the Middle East, 2 from Europe, 3 from Europe, 1 from America, and 1 from Asia Pacific, in order to be able to understand what they do and learn from their drive. And what's great as well, this being a World Congress with flexibility in different time zones, is that once you've signed up for the Congress, you don't need to get up at 4 in the morning to watch a session. It will be available for replay for the coming days as well. so that you can truly watch according to your time zone, and you don't necessarily need to take days off work if you don't need to, because I know this is a very important thing for many members, having to take time off work. Let's move to the next slide, please. One really, really important thing which we want to do is engage our partners in this process. And this is something that's never been done before. Since the start of the year, the philosophy of JCI has been for our partners to work with the partners who can really give added value to our members and who understand the new direction we're moving in and are properly aligned with our values too. So we are not here just to we are not inviting partners in to sell their goods and for members to buy them. This is not what we do. We are working with partners who can give members added value on the ground to help grow your JCI networks and give you extra skills. And to this effect, we have invited 4 of the key partners, global partners we are working on. We have been able to rekindle a true bond with this year, to be able to engage with you, all the members who have signed up for the Congress, and to give every single one of you tangible and concrete added value. To be able to do this, we have decided to we have worked with each partner to curate and co-host the program of every day. So each day, which is centered between the 3rd and the 7th of November, those 5 days will have a different theme. The first day will be Rise with JCI. So it will all be about trailing the launch, trailing the following events, and having many sessions with each partner before the opening ceremony and before the first timers orientation. On the 4th of November, the theme will be Rebuild with the International Chamber of Commerce. During this day, you'll have several sessions with a keynote speech from Mr. John Denton, the Secretary General of the ICC. There will also be a design thinking workshop where you'll be able to interact with ICC members and use the design thinking methodology, which we have perfected at JCI, with past Vice President Jay Johnson from the USA, to be able to find concrete solutions to rebuild the economies after a COVID world and to find concrete business ideas. We also want to promote Sustainable Development Goal 5 and female and gender equality. And so the ICC will be hosting a panel on female leadership, notably in the field of business and female entrepreneurship. And I know this is a topic which is broached upon by many of our partners and also by many local organizations and national organizations. We really want to push this forward. The next day, the 5th of November, it will all be about investing in our time to be able to deliver proper return on investment with our partner Business Network International, BNI. So BNI will begin with a keynote session by the founder of BNI, Dr. Ivan Meissner, who will be talking about his vision of a good work-life balance, and will also be having a great giveaway of his latest book. It will also be a great opportunity where we will split. Some of you may have attended the really successful BNI networking session in English and French, which was hosted during the African Middle East conference last month. We'll be duplicating this model in English, French, Spanish, and also maybe Japanese, so that the BNI moderators will be able to guide you through networking amongst JCI members as well, so that you can really tap into this global JCI network, not just on paper, but in real life, and hopefully make sure that, as we have seen, as we have been bridging the gap this year, the network will become smaller and smaller. And this is only the precursor to next spring, when our new IT platform will be ready and where you'll be able to engage with members from all over the world directly from your mobile phone. The third day will be the 6th of November, will be Sustain with ISEC. ISEC is a key partner where we'll be talking about motivating the workforce, promoting youth entrepreneurship and professional reconversion. So we're going to have the world president of ISEC, Alexandra Robinson, will be talking about the synergies and the workforce and how to work best with Generation Z, the new millennials. And there'll also be lots of keynote sessions, which you'll be able to take part in with ISEC members. Let's not forget that ISEC are an amazing global organization around the world. They're like the incubator for JCI, young people, talented, enterprising young leaders who share our values and who we can help integrate when they leave university to join the business world as well. This is how we're positioning JCI and how we would like to create more synergies and how ISEC can boost the relations and your growth and development in your local and national organizations. And God knows we all need it right now, this year especially. Finally, the final and very exciting project we're launching is with the last day before the World Congress, Evolve with the World Business Angels Forum. I literally just came out of a call with JCI Ambassador Baybars Altuntaş in Turkey, who is the chairman of the World Business Angels Forum, and we discussed the different panels we're going to have. So initially there'll be a keynote speaker session with Ambassador Baybars, where we'll also be signing a memorandum of understanding with the World Business Angels Forum which will be live just before the closing ceremony and handover of a World Congress. After this, there will be more keynote sessions on financial inclusion, digital inclusion for business owners, and finally a keynote panel, hopefully with some former heads of state and ministers, with talking about female leadership and entrepreneurship to be able to close this amazing Congress. So these themed days are really how we intend to give added value to our members, thanks to our partners, so that these partnerships can trickle down to local and national level and flatten the pyramid, as I promised at the start of the year. Next slide, please. Let me conclude by a quick summary of this VIP program. Of course, you'll have public speaking and debating. You'll have the brand new extempore impromptu and spontaneous public speaking award, which those familiar with JCI UK will know about. It's a really fun project as well. So why should you join this online Congress? Yes, I know we'd all have loved to have been in Yokohama, but we want to guarantee an experience at a much lesser cost, with no jet lag, no hotels to check into, no stressing out when you're packing your bags on the way back if you're going to be over the limit and you'll need to pay an extra $100 or have to empty your suitcase in the middle of the airport at the check-in. No visa queues, no need to go to the embassies, no need to stress out at immigration. None of that, no jet lag even, so that we can afford you an extremely affordable experience. And especially if you're a first timer who has never been to the international side and wants to discover the international firsthand and see what all the fuss is about, now is the time to do it. Now's the time to discover the I in JCI, something where all the members come back of an international event with pride and with enthusiasm and with stars in their eyes. This is something which you'll experience firsthand at an incredibly affordable price. Now think about it. The price of a VIP program is $100 US, all inclusive. All that's compared to a week or 2 weeks off work with jet lag, where you'd have had to fly to Yokohama, pay for your hotels there, pay for your food there. That would have been a total budget of $2,000 or $3,000. We're offering you an experience, a once in a lifetime networking experience and personal growth experience for $100 US, with more programming than an in-person World Congress, somewhere where we have thought about time zones. We've thought about to make sure sessions are short enough to be able to engage, but impactful enough not to be overwhelming, and so you don't suffer from Zoom fatigue. Our goal is to provide an amazing value to members so that you can feel the JCI vibe. Even if we are far away, we can bridge the gap digitally, and so that we have a worthwhile program for JCI members all over the world. And I really hope that you can join this JCI Rise VIP program. We have one final slide because we know that many of you have already signed up to the Core Congress online program for $20 US. Now, of course, this Core Congress program gives you access to official business. Like if you're national president and for some really, really urgent reason you can only join the General Assemblies, we wanted to give this option. To give the strict minimum, you can still see the Yokohama guest speakers and the opening award ceremony. But basically, this is only the strict minimum. And from what I told you, if you pay $20, you get nothing of that. We really, really invite you to pay $100, which I mean, seriously, is accessible, because JCI, the reason we charge $100 and didn't do it for free is that there's the work of one of hundreds of people behind it, hundreds of volunteers, hundreds of enterprising young leaders. Our JCI staff members, our events director, Leanne, has been working 16 hours a day for the last 2 months to come up with this Congress. Our teams at JCI Europe have been working hard to promote it, at JCI all around the world. And of course, our board of directors have done an amazing job setting everything up. Our partners at JCI Hong Kong, JCI Japan, all around the world have been doing it. And we didn't feel that giving this work out for free would be doing justice to their work. Our volunteers are giving their time for free, yes, because they're volunteers, but it's not because we're charging a price because we want to show that we're giving our time for free, not because we're worthless, but because we are priceless. And this is truly why we have a cost on this, because anything that is free has no value. Anything that is $20 has no value. Something that costs $100 will incentivize you to honor the trainers and go to their sessions at the given time and not disappoint them as well, like we have seen in free events too. So of course, if you join all these, you join the VIP Rise program, you'll be able to join all the special partner panels with esteemed guests and exchange with members of ICC, BNI, ISEC, and the World Business Angels Investment Forum. Maybe you will meet a future investor. Maybe you will meet a future customer. Maybe you will meet a future business partner. Maybe you'll meet a future mentor. You'll be able to engage with the TOYPs. You'll be able to engage with members of JCI Japan, and because we will make you feel you're at home as well. You'll be able to discover the events of 2021 and 22 as well. And you'll be able to have the exclusive workshops and trainings. All the trainings have been put in the $100 VIP section, indeed, because we want to show that trainings are high quality and we want to level up our trainings and no longer be lowest common denominator, but have the best trainers and the best training courses and the best topics. So don't fret if you have signed up for the $20 course and my little speech has made you want to upgrade. You have a special link here. You can just go on the link and you'll be able to upgrade and pay the extra $80. So I hope that I have convinced you and to be able to join this extraordinary event. I see there are a couple of questions online. So I'd like to hand over to Manuela and to Ruth so I can hopefully enlighten you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, dear Kevin, for all this insight. And also, I mean, the program really looks fantastic. Also, it's been great to see how the partners are involved this time. That's obvious or informative as it has never been before to me, how partners are involved and contribute to the program, and also what the partnerships are about. So after your presentation, I can just say you have to register for the JCI Rise VIP program. There's no way to just do the core program. I would say We have a few questions. Maybe we start with the question that Ruth has, and then we continue with the other questions. So Ruth, do you like to start with your question?
Sure, and thank you so much, Kevin. And it's so exciting to see more and more people coming in and watching our live stream. That's really, really wonderful. And thank you all for sharing to us where you're from, where you're coming from, which chapters, and what you think about the program and the partnerships and everything, because this is really is your time to ask questions. So I also have a special question for our Secretary General. For one, I think it's really wonderful, the whole program. And I'm sure this is a very, very tough question, Kevin, knowing that you have to participate in all the official events. But if there's one thing at this World Congress that you're really looking forward to, what would it be?
Well, what I'm looking forward to is really our unique selling point for this. It is a tough question because I'm taking part in all the official events, and a Congress is a whole, and it's not just, it's more than the sum of its parts. But I have to say what I'm looking forward most is what is new, what has never been done before. So the engagement with the partners and the TEDx TOYP talks, and we're talking about exchanging with external partners, yes, but we've done it in a way which will really value our members too and give them added value. This is something which is really new. It's not just highlighting partners for the sake of it, but talking about different topics which are dear to our partners, but it's getting our partners to talk about topics which are dear to JCI members. And I think this is one of the keys of why members should join, and new members should also join, is because we're taking a totally different approach. We want to be a bottoms-up organization, one where partners don't just benefit the top of the pyramid, but trickle down and flow down and cascade down very quickly to the bottom as well. So this is what I'm most excited about. It's not the top 3, which you can join any year. Anybody can join, but it's what any senator or even a member has been to 10 different World Congresses like I have should be excited about. It's all about innovating in these testing times. It's all about how JCI transforms challenges from this year and transforms them into massive opportunities for us to grow individually and collectively as leaders. That's how we can develop proper impact and therefore recruit more members and stop being the world's best kept secret, but unleashing the talents of our members on the world, around the world, and for the world. I hope that answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Kevin. Speaking for Ruth, I think it does. At least for me, it was really very well explained. There are, let's say, 2 other questions. One is really low-level question, but I think important to the participants. They can register through the website, right? And do they have to register for each session then later as well, or can they just watch that session whenever they want to? Or is there something about the registration process that participants should take care of?
We're still figuring that one out. Basically, all the public sessions, like we're talking about the second part, week 2 here, the VIP sessions, for example, the keynote sessions will all be streamed and there'll be no capacity limit on these. It'll be done on Crowdcast, which will be our primary platform. So I don't think there'll be a capacity limit, but I'll check with our technical teams. There will be an FAQ given out within the next couple of weeks, which will give all the technical information to all the people who have signed up. Now, regarding the individual trainings, that will depend on the different trainers, of course. Trainings like Impact or, sorry, not Impact, JCI Discover, which has replaced Impact, and the new JCI Explore program will be limited to 30 people as usual through the jci.cc website. So the same rules will apply, but the interactive sessions will be at the discretion of each trainer. I am personally pushing for as many members to be able to attend each session as possible. And also, if you miss the session, you'll have the opportunity to take part in replay. and we believe that various trainers will be available at different times during the day as well to be able to answer questions, even if they come in later during the day, so that we can offer full service to members the whole time as well. So yes, that's basically concretely how it will work. There will be a mix of pre-recorded content, which will be streamed globally, and there will be some live, quite a lot of live content as well. Obviously, the networking sessions with BNI will be live and interactive. So I hope it answers that question.
Perfect. Thank you very much, dear Kevin. So it's not like everyone can just watch everything later in case of the time zones. It's still, you have to check which program you like to choose and where you have to be in person at the right time. Good. And then there's just one last question, because it's the first ever online World Congress. And as far as I understood, Daisuke, the CUC director, he wanted to have the biggest ever online World Congress. So, okay, it's the first. So whatever numbers there are, that will be the biggest one. But is there any size that you are planning of, like, we want to have 10,000 people to join? I mean, it's a fantastic opportunity for everyone to join, even if you normally don't have a full week off for a World Congress.
You mean what's our sales target?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true. I mean, listen, let's do a ratio, shall we? Normally, yeah, we were supposed to have 8,000 people in Yokohama for the physical event. So that should be the minimum amount we should have joining us, and signing up to this VIP program should be 8,000, of course. But of course, we want to aim higher, because our goal at JCI is always to aim higher. I mean, just think about it. If you're a new member hesitating, what's preventing you? We have designed everything so that as much as possible takes place outside of working hours. Even the plenary sessions, which are taking place during the day, like General Assembly or caucus, that will be taking place at 1 o'clock Central European time, more or less, around our lunch hours. It'll be early morning in the US, in the evening in Japan, and 1 p.m. in Europe, in Central European time. So you can just hop on a lunch break and watch the rest afterwards if you want to. That's the first thing. Second thing, for the other sessions as well, there'll be lots of sessions. The last day will be on a Saturday, so you'll also be able to benefit from that as well. There'll be lots of possibilities to replay. You'll be able to watch the live sessions you want, take an hour off work, just chill, or especially if you're working from home like many people are, and also join in the evening and watch the replays. Have watch parties with your friends from a distance with the sessions at the same time, so that you can make an event out of it. And of course, there'll be all the networking parties, the spontaneous networking parties in the evening. I think it's safe to assume that JCI, there'll be a Bavarian kickoff event online at some point as well. No pressure, Manuela and the Bavarians. There might be an Austrian party, there might be a Czech party, a mini Czechoslovakia. Like, it'll be an opportunity. We want to see spontaneous events popping up around the World Congress. There will be an online global village, which we've got a great benchmark, like JCI Germany, Nordrhein-Westfalen have been doing digital global villages. There's one on next Sunday, actually, for those of you who want to join, which I'd love to join as well. So digital global village, Dankeschön, JCI in Nordrhein-Westfalen. I'm glad I said that properly. And so there will be a digital village, global village as well. But we want this to be a place where members can express themselves too, come up with spontaneous events. This is going to be a gigantic party to celebrate how resilient, how JCI is rising from the ruins of the pandemic, how we can inspire others, but how our global network can be stronger than ever. So yes, these are all reasons why you should join. If you're a first timer, you've never joined an international event or never contemplated joining a global event, now's the time to do so. If you're worried about the language barrier, you'll have loads of other people speaking your language who can help you join as well and help you integrate. And of course, the core events like General Assembly and other things, national presidents' meetings, will all be translated into all 4 official languages, obviously. And at the discretion of the organizers, other events may be translated as well. So these are things which we're looking into as well to bridge the gap. So to conclude, I hope that on my arguments to join the Online World Congress are very solid, and that you all want, all of those watching from around Europe and the world, that I have convinced you. If I haven't, if we move on to that last slide, please. If I haven't convinced you, you can find all the information here on this special website, which is part of our new global website, juniorchamber.international, where you can read all about the latest news of JCI, our new voice, developing leaders for a changing world, and promoting enterprising young leaders around 4 areas of opportunity. And we look forward to getting your registrations in. Don't wait any longer. Just sign up, $100, sign up with your credit cards, and we hope to be able to join you all, see you all in a month's time for one hell of a fantastic party. Like Daisuke COC Director Manabe says, this will be the greatest World Online Congress ever, but we want to create, we don't want it just to be the greatest Online World Congress ever. We want it to be the greatest online JCI World Congress, full stop, until next year, because we want to set the bar really high for the JCI of the future, which we are building now at JCI headquarters and all around the world as we move forward and accelerate our transformation. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, dear Kevin, for all those insights. It's really motivating to do so. So as you said, just register for it and be part of it. We got a few more questions in the chat, but I think we can do them in a written form. So because the time is going further, and we have, because of talking about business and also as promised in our announcements, we have also started to work on business opportunities and improve business in JCI Europe. It has been started at the European Presidents' meeting this year with the foundation of the 2020 JCI Europe Business Task Force, and we're really happy to have Jana, the chairperson, with us to tell us what the task force has done this year, and it's a lot. Jana, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Manuela. And hello, everybody. Yes, the Business Platform Task Force. Yes, definitely. A lot has been done. Then Corona happened, so it was, reworked and everything. But about the Business Platform Task Force, if I could have maybe the next slide, I would like to talk about the people who have been most involved. The task force composed of many other people who came and went because our situations changed and everything changed this year, I guess, for everyone. But these are the main hearts and brains behind bringing more business into JCI Europe. I would like to thank them in name: Kristina Puksta, Markus Beman, Jutta Rusunen, and yeah, they have been a great support and really worked hard to bring more business into JCI Europe. So what we have done, we started with looking into various options, and I have to mention Tobias Hecke from Germany, because he really looked into what we can do when it comes to the online world, how we can establish the platform, but then we're gonna get the new IT platform globally. So we're looking forward to that. But yes, we were working on that, and then we switched to looking at concrete business opportunities. So the first big thing that actually happened was during the European conference. Could I have the next slide, please? Yes, this was, I think, I would say, our greatest achievement this year. We organized the JCI Europe Business Day, which contained mastermind sessions, workshops, business networking sessions, speed networking sessions, introduced also some successful JCI business stories. And it had more than 600 participants, well, registrants. The number of participants was about half of that, which is something that I was very glad that Kevin already mentioned, that this takes quite a lot of effort. And I'm hoping these efforts will continue next year. And I'm hoping for them to be paid so that people learn to appreciate the hard work the teams put in it. And everyone has put in it. And especially when it comes to business, signing up and not showing up doesn't build a very good reputation. And we are striving for our members to have the best reputation possible. So this was our, we call it the Business Task Force Love Child. It was a fun day. It was a fun day that brought together not only people from Europe, which was something that really surprised us, but we had many participants from all over. We had people from Canada, we had people from Africa, from Hong Kong, from Asia. It's something beautiful when you think about it, because normally offline you wouldn't have such a level of geographic diversity. So it was really good. And then if I could have the next slide. We thought about like what is missing, what could we do more? So we decided to run a bit more networking sessions because at that time JCI Rise was already becoming popular and we had new initiatives. So we thought, what can we do in line with JCI Rise? How can we be now useful? Because people at the same time were also getting a little bit tired of Zoom and everything. But we decided to run one more business networking online session. And once again, we had 16 participants from 13 different countries, but this is a session that is designed to introduce everybody to everybody else, to give someone the chance to pitch their business and also say what they are looking for. And we also introduced a very good JCI story and JCI entrepreneur story of Balu from India, who actually developed his business through JCI and started his business in Europe with his fashion brand. Now he's launching a new one, so I guess he's gonna use JCI again to promote his brand. The idea is not for JCI to become the new BNI, but it is to enable people to connect, because this is a unique opportunity to get to know each other and to learn about each other's businesses and find ways how we can support each other, how we can inspire each other, how we can help each other. So having said that, you're probably curious what's going to happen next. And we have talked about it and decided to run one more JCI Europe networking session. If I can have the next slide. Yeah. We have decided, this is a little summary, and we have decided to run one more business networking session on November the 18th, actually, not 19th. I made a little mistake there, I apologize, but I will be posting the event in the chat as I speak. So look for it. The sign up will be via Facebook. You will fill out a simple registration form, and then we will shortlist the participants again to have a very nice diversity when it comes to geography, industries, etc. And this is for this year. And for next year, we are hoping to connect with JCI Rise and to work alongside this wonderful initiative, and also to connect with the Rebuild, Connect, Lead task force, and to bring some sort of framework to helping our members grow their communities, grow their businesses, and grow themselves as people. So I'm very excited about what's going to happen next year, because some of the members of the task force are also excited. So I think that's about it. Do look for the link in our chat, or just follow JCI Europe Facebook page. You will definitely see it there. Now, if you have any questions, if there are any questions, I will be happy to answer them here or in chat.
Thank you very much, Jana, and also thanks to the whole task force for the great work to offer business opportunities to the members. I remember very well the European Conference Business Day, which was really an amazing program and not easy to organize the whole program. So thanks also for that to you and your task force. At the moment, I don't see any further questions on it in our chat. So I think here people are just overwhelmed how we are proceeding the JCI business part and opportunities in JCI Europe. And also it is really great to see how the area Europe and how the world headquarters in that sense work together to further develop the business opportunities and the business side. Also, like you mentioned, the JCI Rise campaign on the world level, and as you also had the opportunity to learn last time about a task force in Europe that worked on projects for the European part with the hashtag Rebuild Connect Lead. There's also information on the website of JCI Europe about it. So we are really happy to, I think, also collect what national and local organizations are doing in the business area and to collect and share it as well. And when talking about business opportunities in JCI, I think I now provide the word to Ruth for our last speaker of this evening.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Manuela. And we are so excited actually to have someone join us who is taking the time out of his busy schedule and really making it available. And he is not only an international speaker and entrepreneur, he's also the past European Senate president, and he really knows what JCI and business mean. So we are really so excited to have him. Dear Friedhelm, thank you for taking the time and making it possible and being here with us in our JCI Europe Live. And please, the virtual stage is all yours now. But you do have to unmute yourself, unfortunately.
Okay. So I unmute myself. That is the first thing you have to do in business, unmute yourself. Thanks, Ruth, thanks, Manuela, and thanks, Jana, for that wonderful presentation. And Kevin, hi. I haven't seen your presentation, but since we are in constant discussions, I'm pretty sure to know what it is about. What you're doing here and what we are all doing here is something that is taking its path through JCI over the last, let's say, 70 years. So all over again, people tried to establish business networks, and then some of these worked out, some didn't. And the question is, why is that? So our observation is that, number one, business is about skills, and JCI is the place that is providing skills, not only in congresses, but in all these seminars that now are also developing online. We have a big opportunity to share the knowledge, and by sharing the knowledge, we are also providing a first connection to business. Why? People that are doing business usually have minimum an idea, best a strategy. So if you come to a strategy and you have your strategy and you go to a JCI conference and you go into a seminar or you go into a discussion, the first thing is you wait. You look for people that are pretty similar to what you're looking for. You're looking for complementary knowledge. You look for probably people that have an idea in other markets about the products you have. And by looking after those people, you are more watching than explaining or presenting. So the first thing is we need to understand that doing business in the JCI world is not only a presentation, but also a listening business. The second thing is that everything inside JCI is opening connections, and you only open connections to people that you trust. So the very first thing is that we need to understand how to build trust. And JCI, again, is a wonderful platform for that, because we meet the people in the daytime, either in the parliamentary area or in the seminar sessions. Then we meet them more formal in award surroundings. And then we meet them at parties. And sometimes we meet them on the street after the parties. And all that creates an understanding about these persons that after a week or even the 3 days we have sometimes, we have a pretty clear understanding who do we like, whom do we trust, at least in the first way, and whom don't we like. So doing business is very much about that. Understanding what these people and how these people are working, and whether I want to connect with that person or not. And when I have done that, I also understand if another person comes into the game and wants to gain connections that I have, I fully need to understand whether that person is destroying my reputation, harming my reputation, or whether it is increasing my reputation. So the real question in this connection business, in this networking business, if it is not a one-on-one situation, but can you open me a door business, it is that we need to understand that the person we ask is asking himself or herself, is that connection increasing my reputation or harming my reputation? So it is about the right connects and the right people at the right place. It is about reputation. It's about trust, and it's about knowledge. And I think in knowledge terms, what my experience is, what I have seen in all these seminars, was a JCI trainer on this ITF level that we formerly called it, so the highest one internationally. What I always saw and recognized is that if you do a seminar that people are looking for innovation, the way they approach innovation is what makes people stick together or not. So the business part is very, very, very much connected to the question, how do I approach innovation? And it's not about the question whether you are very innovative or less innovative. It is just about the right fit. So either you look for something complementary, one is very innovative, the other one not, or you look for someone who is on the same level. So doing business in JCI is, in the very end, still a very, very personal thing. And what we in JCI, as JCI, always tried is build the right platform, give opportunities, open the space for that. And I think this is like Sisyphus. We have to wheel the ball up and up the hill, and it's coming back, and it's going up again, and it's coming back, and new technologies are coming in, and we should use them, yes, but we should be very clear, since we are a network that is looking for building leaders, that is looking for building personalities, it's not only about business. And those who are not looking for also building their personality while doing business, they will probably pretty fast been lost in our system, as they are, for the reasons I just said, are out of that game. So basically, building the opportunity during congresses, trying to establish from a formal side networks is important, but everyone who is doing that will experience that as soon as she or he is leaving, probably the thing is going into another direction. And we should not be frustrated about that. That's the Sisyphus part of the work. However, it works. And if you want to do business inside JCI, know your product, know your market, have an understanding about what you're looking for, watch out for it. Yeah, you don't need to shout out at the marketplace that you are here. Watch for people that are either complementary or fitting on the same level. And look for those people who are really interested in building trust. The cultural part, especially if you speak about international business, is pretty important. And again, I don't see any other organization in the world that is so good in building an understanding of another culture. I had it in my first Prime seminar, we called it at that time, in Manila, when I was asked to do something that is related to my culture. And I did some stupid dance. I don't know exactly what it was, but my butt was shaking in front of an Asian friend from Hong Kong. And my Malaysian trainer was killing me for that. And that was just a different way of understanding culture from total different perspective. And what I have really learned inside JCI is have an eye for these different cultural aspects and try to understand that you don't necessarily understand the other culture. However, you need to watch it. And that JCI is a very forgiving organization, and the people inside JCI can be very forgiving. There are others as well. But those you want to do business with on an international scale help you to gain and trust and feeling for the culture in the other markets. And that is incredible, useful and helpful. So from these perspectives, even if you are not directly doing business inside JCI, the whole process of discussing, understanding, building trust is helping you in establishing a business and developing it, and it lasts. I always see and meet people still, and I still use my JCI contacts for creating business in other parts of the globe. And this is something you never give up if you stay around the network in some way or the other. Maybe that's, for short, a very first insight.
Tom, so wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your expert advice with us. That's really, really amazing. Thank you for doing that. And it's really, really exciting. And we've had so many comments in the chat already, and congratulating you also on your speech. So thank you, especially talking about trust and networks, which I think is very special in our organization, and sharing also what you know from your expertise and cultural differences. Thank you for doing that. And we are now at the end of our session. My camera is back to working. So that's really good. And we've reached the end of our JCI Europe Live. We give a big thank you and round of applause to everyone watching. At one time, we were almost 50 people. So thank you all for joining in into JCI Europe Live. Thank you to our amazing guest, Secretary General Kevin, talking about the wonderful program of World Congress, and also JCI Rise and the VIP program. Our chairwoman, Jana, talking about the business task force and how you can still join into the networking opportunities. And our special guest, Friedhelm, talking about business, the level of trust and the networking within JCI. with that, I want to just announce our next JCI Europe Live, which is unfortunately different because we do have the exciting World Congress coming up. So the next one will be on October, stay tuned, just opening my calendar, 19th, October 19th at 7 p.m. So we are not going into the World Congress program. So if you are up for it, join us again. And I want to give the final words to my lovely co-host, Manuela. I wish you all a wonderful evening and thank you again for joining us.
Thank you very much, Ruth. Also a big thanks from my side to everyone participating and telling us what is going on in JCI and in JCI Europe, especially about the topics business and the upcoming World Congress. I like to mention also that on in 2 days, on Wednesday, we have the next JCI Rise panel session. So that will be around 1 p.m. Central European time. So if you don't want to miss it and join in, it's really interesting about the workforce. Very interesting and also not so easy to talk about topic. So take the opportunity as well to learn more about this. Also, our Vice President Ili Meyer will do the moderation of this session. So also Europe is also presented there very well. And so last, thank you very much to everyone. And we're really looking forward to see you at the next JCI Europe live session and also to the fantastic JCI Rise VIP program of the World Congress. So enjoy the evening and thank you very much.
Bye, guys. And remember, make trade, not war.
Bye, everyone. Sign up for the Congress. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Have a good
Bye.
evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.